let's just review the parts of a check. So when you look at a check, you will see your bank's name on that check. And that's usually and it can be different places on the check. A lot of times it's bottom left hand side of the check, right above the routing number. Usually it can usually where it is, but it can be anywhere on the check. So don't get caught up on that. Your bank name is on there somewhere. Your name is on there and your personal information is on there. And that can be by choice. You don't have to have your personal information on there, but I'll tell you, people are more likely to accept your check if you do have some personal information on there. Your address and the phone number, they prefer to have that information already pre-printed on a check. You'll have a check number on there, and that is for recording purposes. If you write check 1001 for $100 and write another check 1001 for $250 and write another check 1001, how do you know which check it is? Having a check number does help you keep track of what checks have come through. So when you're looking through your history and your transactions and your statement, you can say, this check, oh, here it is. It's on my statement. This is what I wrote. I can check it off saying it's been cleared. It's fine. But check number 133 has not cleared my bank statement yet. They're still holding on to that check. For some reason, they haven't made it to the bank, or they have not utilized any mobile deposit service
right.
for that. So you want to put a date on it. And listen, you want to put the date on there, the date that you are giving that check away. Writing a post-dated check. And if you don't know what a post-dated check is, it's right. So today is the 15th. If I say, Dale, I'm going to give you this check today, but I'm going to write the 20th on here. Don't catch it till the 20th. Okay. Technically, that is not something that we should be doing. Technically, that's something that is illegal to write a post-dated check. If it gets processed, it's there. Technically, it shouldn't have been a post-dated check anyway. So please don't give anybody a check until you are ready for that money to be taken out of your account. So pay to the order of, that is your demand of where you want those funds to go. So pay to the order of, please write it to a name. Please don't write it to cash. If you write it to cash, anybody who finds that check, say it gets dropped, anybody can pick that check up and cash that check. There's a dollar amount. You see a dollar sign right to the right of pay to the order of. That dollar sign is the actual digits, the numerical written number, the digits. So if I'm writing him a check for $100, it would be 100.00 is what I would be writing on that portion. That's the numbers. It's very small, because you're not writing it out in words. Now that long line underneath that, it goes all the way into the end. It says dollars. That is where you write out the words. So I would literally write ONE space HUNDRED, right? 100. Another tip you want to do when it comes to writing the dollar amount, the actual writing out the words of the numbers that you're writing that check for. That is the legal line. That is what you will get paid. So if someone writes $1,000 on that dollar sign line, 1000.00, if they write 100 ONEHUNDRED on that legal written line, unfortunately, they owe you $900 because the bank is only going to pay you $100 because that is the legal amount. Another thing you want to do when you write it out in words, once you finish that last word, you want to either complete it with a fraction for cents. So if it's 50 cents, it's 50 over 100. And then you want to draw a line from that cents all the way over to the dollars. Or if it's just a straight $100, even if you write 100, write a line all the way to dollars. And let me tell you why. when we have minds that can come up with any kind of scheme you can imagine, what if you wrote a check for $100? What if you didn't fill that line out and drew it all the way out to dollars? Someone could write 1,000 behind 100, and legally that check would be worth $100,000. Make sure you fill that space and draw a line all the way to the end. So,
and that line helps to make sure that nobody can write anything after the written out portion of the dollar amount.
yes. So there is a memo line that is not required by any financial operation or institution. That's just for your purposes only. And then to the right of that blank line to the right, it says your signature. You sign it with your signature. Please sign it. The routing number is there. So your routing number is the bank's number with the FID.
The routing number it's in some ways it's like to identify your bank.
Yeah, it's the bank's. Yeah, it's the bank's number. And each individual bank, each bank has its own routing number. So there's one for PNC, there's one for, and there can be different per state as well. That first 1.5 inches, when you flip it over, there's a line, an endorsement line. You want to sign above that or on or above that endorsement line. That's the only space legally you're supposed to write on a check. Everything else is for recording purposes when it's going through from this bank to that bank. That's the rest of the space of that check is where that information is recorded. So really, you got only that 1.5 inches on that line or above to write anything on the back of that check.